Hey everybody, this is Teresa with Creative Whims, and I want to welcome you to Whatcha Paintin Wednesday. Ooh. I'm flying solo today. My BFF has things to do. She and her husband are leaving in the morning for Florida to sign on their new condo in Florida. So she had a bunch of errands to run, and I'm like, I totally get it. You know how it is when you own your own business and you're trying to get out of town, even if it's just for the weekend. There's all these loose ends to wrap up and all that jazz. So she is busy running errands for her husband's business, so she won't be with us today. So sad. We will miss her, but I'm here. I am here working on this painting still, and I'm really hoping to get a lot of progress made on it. So I have my laptop sitting next to me, and I'm going to fire that up and hopefully read most of the comments through there instead of turning around and looking at the screen a lot, because I tend to talk a lot when Kristin's on here because her and I are conversing with you guys. But in order to get a lot of progress made on this, I'm going to have to kind of focus. So anyways, I'm glad you're all here. Say hi so I know who's here. Looks like we have about 11 people on. So have you guys, who has been watching me? Give me a raise your hand. I can see you. No, raise your hand if you've been watching me paint this from the beginning. And then if you're new, like if this is the first time that you've been watching me or first time watching Whatcha Paint Wednesday, let me know that too. Just put first time or something so I know. Oh, my nose itches. Why is it when I go live or do any sort of recording, my nose starts itching and then you look like a complete idiot scratching your nose? So I'm not seeing any comments, but that's okay. I want to show you what this is going to look like when it's done. Basically, I have all the flowers to do around them, the border, and then the verse. And then still some more detail work on them as well. Hi, Carrie. I'm working on bookwork. You make it fun. I watch often. All right, Carrie. Thank you so much for joining us each week. Hi, Mariana from South Africa. First time here. Well, welcome. That's awesome. What time is it there? I don't know what time zone that would be in, but anyways, I'm going to get started. I have a new palette, so I'm going to be adding colors to my palette. So I use this Stay Wet palette. So it has a lid on it. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. I just watched you and your sister's floss tube this morning, and I loved it. Of course, lots of laughs. Y'all were sassy to each other. What's new, right? So anyways, I use this palette where I can put a lid on it and keep my paints fresh from week to week. But my last palette, I think I had for like 6 weeks, and it was starting to get some like white, I don't know if it's considered mold, some sort of fungus on it, on some of the paints that were kind of sitting there stagnant that I wasn't using. So anyways, I thought this is kind of gross. So I'm starting a new palette. So as you can see, I just transferred some using my palette knife. Some of the paints that were still good on my other palette, I put in here. So these papers are disposable. So this yellow that you're seeing is a sponge. So I can rinse that sponge out. As long as you keep that moist, your paints will stay fresh for weeks and weeks and weeks. All right, so I'm going to add some color to my palette. Sassy Pants. Hey, Colleen. Welcome, y'all. So I'll go over it real quick again because I know, Colleen, you're going to ask where Kristin's at. She is running errands. You know, her husband owns his own business. So they are heading out of town tomorrow morning. Yeah, that's pretty much gone, trees. Dried up. They're heading out of town in the morning, like at 4 o'clock in the morning. it's like a 6-hour drive to where they're buying that condo. So they are going there to sign it and I guess move in, and they're staying the weekend at the condo. I don't know. They must have signed on it already virtually or something, like, through email or something, because normally you don't close on something and then you can move in that day, but maybe that was part of the terms. I don't know. I didn't ask that question, but I know they're staying down there for the weekend. So, and when you own your own business and you're trying to get out of town, it's like the day before you leave, it's when all hell seems to break loose and you're just super, super busy and trying to get all the ends tied up. And her husband does not take time off work, hardly ever. And that was one of the reasons she wanted to get a condo, because she figured, he would maybe take some more time off, and he should. But, it's hard when you own your own business to take any time off. So this is Abe and Lib. Lib meaning Liberty, Lady Liberty, but Lib for short. Not Lib as in liberal, just Lib, just a nickname for Lady Liberty. So the story goes, I said this was Abe and Martha. Well, Martha is George Washington's wife. I meant Abe and Mary. Tell me if I got that wrong, Colleen, but I think that's how it goes. And I said, but she looks more like Statue of Liberty with her big crown. I'm sure Mary or Martha did not wear a big crown like that. So I said, well, then she needs to be Statue of Liberty, which means we wanted to shorten her name because, Abe and Lib. Hey, Daisy. I know she did. Yes, he's taken the weekend off. So they're crazy busy today trying to get things tied up so that they can spend, a nice long weekend at their new place down there. So excited for them. That's going to be awesome. She, from their house it's in a Destin area. I don't think her actual address down there is Destin, but it's right in the area of Destin, Florida. But she, it's like 6 hours from them. That's what I like about the location where she lives, because in the Nashville, Tennessee area, I mean, obviously she's still really far from the West Coast, but she's like right in the middle of the country on the, East to Midwest area. So like to go to different places, it's like 6 to 9 hours. She can get to a lot of different places, where way up here in Michigan, it's like for me to drive to Destin would be, 15 hours, or more, probably more like 15 and a half. And then with all the stops that you'd make, it'd probably end up being more like 18. Still windy there? Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry that I saw all that damage that the wind did for you. Libby. Oh, Libby sounds better than Lib. Abe and Libby. That's better. Thank you, Carrie. Okay. So I have some color on my palette. I want to get going here. Let me see if I can get you pulled up. So if I look at my screen, I'm doing this through StreamYard. So I have my business Facebook page and I have both my YouTube channels. This is airing on all 3 of those platforms. So if I look at my laptop, if I look just on Facebook, I'm only going to see Facebook comments. I won't see the YouTube comments. So I could have YouTube popped up too, and I can watch both. So that's my plan. Looks like most people, because when you guys comment, it has your picture, it has your name next to it, and then it has a little F, the blue F for Facebook, and it has for YouTube, it has the little icon for YouTube, which is a red circle with a little movie camera in the center. So that way I know like where you're watching from, but majority is Facebook. So let me take a second here and pull you guys up on my laptop. So it just makes it easier for me to continue to work and talk than to turn around all the time. Trust me, I don't like my back to y'all, but this is how it has to be. Oh, my chair's so squeaky. While that's slowly pulling up, I'm going to go ahead and get my brushes ready. Here's a small one. Let's see. And when I get close to getting done with this, I'm going to be doing like some spattering. I want to do some drip. You know, I want to get kind of loosey-goosey. I usually like to get my first layer or two or three down first. And then that's when I go in and do all that messy, fun work. Come on, computer. You are so slow today. You never know what you're gonna get. It switches day to day as far as what my internet connection will be like. So I'm gonna pull that out. Let's see if I can do this. So what's everyone been up to? What's going on in your life? Do tell. Here's a YouTube. Let's go to your channel. I might be able to find it there. You'll be happy when 2020 is over. I think a lot of people feel that way, Daisy. A lot of people feel that way. The unfortunate thing is, I don't know that 2021 is going to be a whole lot better. Just because it's not like 2021 is going to come and then there's going to be no COVID. You know, I mean, because we're towards the end of the year and we're getting put back on heavy restrictions here in Michigan again. Michigan again. Oh my gosh, that reminds me of something. My cousin, she's 5 years younger than me. So when she was like, I don't know, 2, 3 years old, she used to say, Michigan again, because she thought it was again, Michigan again. I don't know. And then I just said that. So it made me think of my sweet cousin. Ann Seeley said, hello, Teresa from the Utah mountains. How is it today in the Utah mountains, Ann? So Kuneen W is watching on YouTube. She said, I wish that was me. I'm the infamous Kuneen. I'm known in the fiber world mostly. I'm in Iowa City. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Hello from Philadelphia. Hi, Phyllis. Phyllis Lundy. Hello. 9 o'clock in the evening in South Africa. Well, isn't that cool? That's so cool. All right, so I've got the comments on YouTube. Now I gotta find my YouTube or my Facebook comments, and then I can get back with you here. Click on that, I think. Click to expand. Okay, I did that. Oh my Lord. Here we go. All right, so I've got both comments from YouTube and Facebook up. Ed just finished expanding my closet and I'm listening to you and organizing my closet. How awesome. I saw you talk about that, or I heard you. I didn't see you. Well, I could see you. You are on YouTube. But yeah, Cheryl, I heard you talk about that. How neat. It's nice to get organized. I've been working on it. 2020 was like my year of getting organized. I still have a little bit to do in my studio. I keep thinking, oh, well, when things slow down, I'll get that done, but hasn't happened yet. Hey, Doreen. Doreen's here from Punch Needle and Punch Needle with Privies and Prims. You're welcome. I'm happy to shout you out, Doreen. Us Punch Needle people have to stick together. Whoa, just totally ran into my tripod. Oh, well, maybe if I do this, it'll be better. Now it's super tall. There we go. Is that good? Guys, can you see good? I'm shaking it up. All right. Okay. If my big head's in the way, just let me know. If you can't see, just let me know. Okay, I wish I didn't have such a squeaky chair. You know what chair I want to get? I want to get like what, you know what? Why is my water on this side? I do that every week, but I really should have my water on the other side. I want to get one of those rolly stools, like at the doctor's office. You know those little rolly stools that they have? Teresa Bennett uses that. And I'm like, why don't I do that? That would be wonderful. Instead of these chairs with the big backs on them. Okay. So Doreen, how often do you go camping? Is that something that you guys do all the time? You're in Pennsylvania, so you kind of have the same weather we do. So I'm assuming that it's definitely more of a summer thing. Well, you never know. Some people love winter and they would be out in camping in the winter, but not this girl. I don't even think campgrounds are open in Michigan in the winter. Harbor Freight for the rolling stool. Oh, that's a good idea. Thank you. Do you have one of those, Doreen? And it's small, so I could roll it right under my table, where this has the big tall back on it, so it, only pushes in so far. Yeah, I really need to get one of those. What am I doing? That's supposed to be red. Yay, Phyllis! She said, you have inspired me to try punch needle. That's awesome. Hey, Mendy. Found my rolling saddle stool on Amazon. Rolling saddle stool? Really? So you straddle it like a saddle? Huh. That sounds interesting. I guess as long as you don't have to get up and down a lot. Doreen said, I go as much as I can, but I don't have a camper right now. I've camped in November. It can get cold, but you put an easy up tent up with sides and put propane fire pit in there. Toasty warm. We have one of those easy ups, and every time we put it up, Kevin swears and cusses and says, who named this thing Easy Up? That's so funny. Oh, gal. Probably we're just doing it wrong, but I'm telling on my husband. Oh, gal, I need some paper towel. I don't know where my roll of paper towel is. Let's see if I got one over here. Son of a biscuit. I need more paper towel down here. I had one over by the sink, but now I gotta move all my stuff out of the way to get through. What does he name it? Oh, he doesn't really have a name for it. But yeah. Well, it's easy up if you have 4 people. If you have one person on every corner and you guys can pull it, but to me, easy up is something that you could do with 1 or 2 people, and I suppose you can, but that's where the cussing comes in. So Phyllis, that's awesome. I'm glad you're going to try punch needle. You camp with groups, so I'm not the one setting it up. Usually someone's husband does that. I just show up. Oh, you got it made. Doreen, that's the way to camp right there. I love it. It is fun when you camp. Like, people like when you arrive, people that are already all set up usually like come over, hey, can we help? And they, everyone seems to always be very helpful when it comes to camping. Oh, I like this color blue. I'm trying to use like different shades of blue so this painting isn't just all kind of boring. And I found this blue called North Sea. I've used it in my angel paintings before, I know. It's a craft paint. I love some craft paints because sometimes you just get tired of mixing paint all the time and it's like you just want to do something different. Just have it already mixed. Just pour it out of the bottle, put it on the canvas or the board or whatever it is you're painting on. My head is I'm just so dry. I mean, it's just now, winter's just now starting and I'm already dried out. My hands are super dry. So Colleen and Cheryl, we need to get with Nisi and pick out a day that we want to go do our live Christmas party. Because it's going to be here before you know it. Like we need to get a date settled and all that jazz figured out. Thank you, Whitney. It's coming along. I mean, it's been, I don't even know how many weeks now I've worked on it, but I'm really like, I love the painting and everything, but I'm getting kind of antsy to kind of start something else. So I really need to get this done. And last week after Witch Paint Wednesday, I was like, oh, I think I'm just going to spend the rest of the day painting. I live in a dream world, y'all. I can't remember what happened, but when I got done painting, trust me, I did everything but paint. I like that color red too. That color red is Heritage Brick, Americana Heritage Brick. And then that North Sea was a Ceramcoat. So just mixing up my blues and reds, give it some interest. I like this flag a lot more than Abe's flag is lacking. It's got problems. So our deck, we have a huge deck off the back of our house. It runs the entire back side of our house. And the guy that built the house, when he put the deck in, what now, Teeny? He didn't dig the posts for the deck deep enough. And plus it's a walkout basement. So the side yard on both sides of the house comes down, obviously, so you can walk out the lower level. Well, he didn't put proper drainage in, so all the water rushes down and kind of pools around where those posts are dug down. Well, they're not dug deep enough. So basically, over the years, Kevin has had to cut like the posts that are coming up to hold the deck up. He's had to cut sections out of them because they keep lifting up and in the deck. It's like it would be super crooked if he didn't do that. So anyway, what I'm getting at is in the winter, when things start to freeze, when the ground starts to freeze, the deck will like snap, crackle, and pop. And sometimes like you'll jump out of bed thinking it was a gunshot. It's super loud sometimes because the deck is moving and you just hear these huge noises. Well, it scares the daylights out of my dog. So I could not figure out last night why she kept clawing at our door to come in. And then Kevin got up this morning to go hunting, and she jumped in bed with me because he didn't shut the door. And I'm like, what is her deal? And because I didn't hear the popping. And it wasn't real loud popping this time because it's not that cold out. But just any little noise in the middle of the night freaks my dog out. I mean, I wish she wasn't scared of everything on the planet. Like, she's just scared of everything. And it makes me sad for her, but it's just not healthy for her. Whatever day and time you, Cheryl, and niece are available works. I'm always here. Maybe a new cross stitch pattern? What now? Daisy, what are we talking about? Maybe a new cross stitch pattern. For what? The one you're working on? I don't know. I must have missed something there. Yeah, I did cross stitch this morning, y'all. I was super frustrated at first because I for whatever reason don't know that sewing method. I don't know how to get from one row to the next. And I thought, you know what? Instead of just sitting here being frustrated and cursing cross stitch, like, I need to just do the stab and poke method or whatever it's called, stabbing method, because I can do that. That makes sense to me. And I thought, well, at least I'll make some progress that way. And then once I get better at cross stitch, the other might click in my head, but for whatever reason, it's not. I mean, it clicks in my head if I'm just doing a row, boom, 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 boom. You go back, boom, 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 boom. I get that. But then when I go to the next row, or I have to jump somewhere else, I don't know. It just messes with me. And it's probably something like super easy that will just click in my head one day. But anyway, I'm like, I got to show some progress on this, and I want to learn. So yeah. And now at least I can stitch when other people are around now, because I don't have to focus as hard as I was trying to learn the sewing method. I will master that sewing method though. I'm telling you, I'm not giving up. This girl doesn't give up. I don't give up. Ask my husband. He always says, "You're like a pit bull. When you get something on your mind and you want it, you always make it happen." I'm like, "Yep." I don't know what that is about me, but I will make it happen. So don't give up on me as far as learning the sewing method and cross stitch, because I will get it eventually. I don't want that color. I'm thinking what might help his pant legs look more like pant legs too is if I could put red. I can't really do that though. I don't have enough room. I don't know. Whatever. A new start. Take your time, enjoying the process, learning. I found things just developed and I changed my methods too. You know, it's the same thing, I think, with punch needle. The way I was, like, if you look at the directions that come with your needle, the way they show you to punch needle is not the way I punch needle. As I did more and more punch needle, I kind of developed my own style of doing it. And it works for me. So I can only imagine that it would be the same with cross stitch. So I just have to be patient with myself. I think because punch needle came so easy to me, I was hoping that cross stitch would come easy to me too. But I'm getting there. Like they say, practice, practice, practice leads to mastering. So I just got to keep practicing. And, you know, like every so often, I think what I'm going to do is like when I get, Now, here's a thought. Huh, I just thought of something. Okay, so you know how I was saying that I don't know how to switch from one, like, okay, if I know I got the stab and poke down or whatever it's called. That way of cross stitching, I got that. I don't have a problem with that. So why not, like, when I'm starting a new color or starting a new row or switching, I could start out with the stabbing method until I get to an area where I have a long row, then switch over to the sewing method. I mean, does anybody do that? Does anybody like go from sewing method to the stab method within the same pattern? I don't know. That just kind of came to me, so I was wondering if that's something that would work. You sold your 4x8 camper a week and a half ago, just too tiny. I need something bigger. It was a teardrop. I think I saw, because when I went to your channel, Doreen, I saw a super tiny little camper that you had. And I thought, well, that might work for one person, but it did look really small. But God, how easy would it be to, I bet it was easy to transport it and all that. Little by little, we're getting there. Oh, you do, Colleen and Daisy. So when you're stitching, you kind of switch back and forth. That's so now maybe I can do it. Because I was thinking that once you do the sewing method, you always have to do the sewing method. And I was thinking, well, how do I get from here down to here without going behind the fabric? Maybe I'm overthinking it. More than likely I am, because I tend to do that. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Okay, I wanted to give her some blue eyes. Abe looks like he's rolling his eyes, doesn't he? Let's put a little. There's no cross stitch police. Amen, Daisy. That's funny that you said that, because I was thinking to myself this morning when I was working on it. I'm like, you know what? Long as I kept saying this too at the retreat when everyone was working on punch needle, they're like, well, my back doesn't look as good as yours. I'm like, who cares about the back? You guys got to get over that. So I need to get over that with cross stitch too. Long as the front looks good, long as my stitches are laying nicely, then who gives a rat's ass what the back looks like, right? So I'm gonna make a t-shirt. On the back of the t-shirt, it's gonna say, I don't know, the back don't matter, I think is what I kept saying. The back doesn't matter, but the back don't matter. I know that's not proper English, but it sounds funnier. It sounds more funny. Is funnier even a word? Oh my gosh. I butchered the King's English. I love that. No cross stitch police. Amen. Thank goodness, because I'd be in big trouble. So let me ask, well, first let me tell you this, and then I have a question for you guys. So here in Michigan, like I said, we're getting, our restrictions are like ramping up again, okay? And so for Thanksgiving, you're not supposed to have, they're saying that you should not have more than 10 people in the household at one time. And the 10 people can only be from 2 households. Like, you can't have 3 from this house, 3 from this house, and 3 from this house, and 1 from another house. Like, it can only be from 2 households, a total of 10 people. They say that you should still wear your mask in the house. And they're encouraging people to turn in their neighbors if they see a lot of cars at their house or like a big gathering, which I think is just absolutely goes against everything I believe in, but whatever. So anyways, there's this, let me back up. So you guys, do you watch for Christmas? Do you guys like to watch Christmas Vacation? Because there's this video going around. It's actually like a meme video. And it says, I don't know if this is just a Michigan thing or if other states are having these restrictions, but on Facebook it's going around, and it's the scene from the movie where the police come to the house and like come in, break the door down, come in through the windows, knock over the Christmas tree right as they're getting ready to have their dinner, I think it was. And so that meme's going around, and it says, if you have more than 10 people over on Thanksgiving Day, and then it plays that part of the movie. And I mean, come on, I love that movie. That is my favorite Christmas movie. Out of all the Christmas movies, that one is my absolute favorite. My second favorite has to be The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, but the one with Jim Carrey, because he's so funny in that movie. And then I love a ton of other ones too, but those ones are like my top. I love Four Christmases. Have you ever seen that with Reese Witherspoon and that guy that talks real fast? I never can remember his name. That one's pretty funny. Not something you can watch with young kids for sure, but it's funny. I love Ralphie. What's that one? My kids never got into that one. A Christmas Story. My kids never really cared much for that one. Elf is adorable. What? Oh, what did I do? Hold on. There we go. It was a good place to sleep, but that's about it. Not great to hang out in. Yeah, that did look small. Question, now that you are learning cross stitch, do you look at your patterns differently? Not yet. I haven't done enough cross stitch to look at my patterns differently, but I can see where I might eventually. So Thanksgiving police will be real. Watch out, cross stitch police are right behind. I hope not. I know, Cheryl, I'm ready. Yes, Christmas Vacation is the best Christmas movie, and it's just because it's just hilarious. Everything that could go wrong goes wrong, and usually Thanksgiving weekend, I usually take time off and watch Christmas movies, so I will totally be watching it. I might even watch it before then. I don't know. I just love them. Danny Kaye, love all the Danny Kaye movies. Daisy, yes. That is so terrible. Cover your cameras and turn phones off. Oregon says you can only have, wow, only 6 people gather in Oregon. Oh my gosh. It's just so sad. It is crazy. Wow. No kidding. Only 6 people. Well, you know, a lot of our family said they weren't coming. And you know what? That's fine. I totally respect that. But that's their choice. They should, you know, they don't want to expose themselves or possibly expose others or whatever. I get that. So I don't have, and I have no problem at all with people saying, I'm just going to stay home. That's awesome. But to have it mandated that you can't in your own house, I'm sorry, that's a little bit overreaching. But I probably shouldn't talk about it on here. I might get in trouble. Washington is no people. Washington State, no people. You can't have any guests to your house in Washington State. Is that what I'm getting? I'm trying to think of some of the old movies. Oh, It's a Wonderful Life. Oh, gotta watch that one. Love that one. Let's think of some other Christmas movies. Let's think of happy stuff. Some of the family that's coming for Thanksgiving at our house they've already had COVID and have gotten over it and are out of quarantine. So you really can't count those people because they're not gonna give it to you and they're not gonna get it. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm changing the subject. On to brighter things. Yeah, right, Cheryl? Wow, really, Cheryl? No, at all in Washington State. No. 30 for a funeral, so we are having a funeral for the turkey. Carrie, that's so funny. Oh my gosh. One of your favorite Christmas movies is Krampus. What is that? I've never heard of that. I like that one with Tim Allen. Christmas with the Cranks. Ah, that's a good one too. There's so many good Christmas movies. Miracle on 34th Street, not like my favorite, but it's a tradition to watch that one too. Okay, I'm gonna let Libby and Abe just chill for a minute. Actually, I'm gonna do this. Oh, hit my computer. I'm gonna do this top. Go watch it. It's a horror Christmas movie. Oh, Cheryl. Cheryl, you're so funny. I don't like horror movies. They freak me out. Is it really old? Krampus. Never heard of it. You're too funny. I need a bigger brush. It might help get some of this done faster. Oh, you have it on in your car? Yeah, I don't go anywhere during, so but yes, I was saying that during my class last night, CW Live, that I think that's where I was saying it. That nothing gets me in the mood for Christmas more than Christmas music. Just having it play while you're cleaning the house or, in your car, like you said, or that kind of thing. I just love Christmas music. And I like all the old stuff, not into the new Christmas music so much. There might be a couple that I like, but for the most part, I like all the old stuff. So this is not going to be your typical like green leaves. I think I'm going to do let me see, the leaves maybe like a rusty mustard or something like that. Yes. drive around at night, especially when people have their houses decorated with lights. My grandma in Missouri, she used to be in the newspaper every year because of her Christmas lights. Like her house was decorated so pretty. And she had these huge, like, well, I shouldn't say huge, but large evergreens on the sides of her house. And she had like holly bushes, and they were big, they were tall. And she would use those big, the old fashioned big Christmas lights, not the little twinkle ones. They were always multicolored, just, because it was the old days and that's what you had. And I love that look because to me it's old fashioned. Y'all are getting me excited about Christmas. All this Christmas talk. I know I brought it up, but it is really the most wonderful time of the year. I absolutely love Christmas. And it's not as difficult as it used to be when the kids were little as far as shopping, because Kevin's family's rather large, and we used to buy all his nieces and nephews gifts when they were young. So, it was a lot. And we did that for many years. And then when your kids are young, you tend to buy a lot of toys and stuff. Well, now it's way easier. But I'm going to do a lot of online shopping, which I was telling Kevin we need to get on that. Like maybe today's, God, I don't even know what day it is. I was thinking it was Friday. What is my problem? Because I was thinking this weekend, and I was thinking, oh, we should start tonight. It's only Wednesday. Hello, like Which Paint Wednesday. This week I've had the hardest time remembering what day it is for whatever reason. So I'm having a surprise pattern release, y'all. It's not something I planned to do. This kind of came up within the past, I don't know when we started talking about it, but the past, I'd say 3 weeks, maybe to a month. I think probably about the last 3 weeks. I can't tell you a lot about it right now, but it's just 3 patterns, 3 little patterns. They were going to be released. My plan was to release them at Market in March. Well, as you know, Market has moved from March to May. So I didn't really want to wait that long, but I would have. But the person that did the finishing is doing something kind of cool on starting December 1st. And so I wanted to coordinate the release with her thing, December 1st. So, anyways, the stores are going to be like, seriously, Teresa, you got more crap for us to buy. But like I said, it was not in my plans to do this because I just had a release, but it just so happened that that this is going to happen. Just so happened it's going to happen. So what I'm probably going to do is I will email my shops, but because we just had a release, I don't know that they'll be ordering them. I don't know how that's going to go. So I probably will add them to my Etsy shop earlier rather than later, like I normally add them later. If that makes any sense, because they're Christmassy, and so I have to get them in people's hands, during the holiday season. Anyways, I know that all sounds kind of mysterious, and I don't mean it to be like that, but I don't want to give too much away. Do you watch Country Stitchers on YouTube with Deb and Liz? I do. Not all of them, but I do watch them sometimes. They live near you. Oh, really? Deb's house is amazing. She just showed a video of her fall decoration. She'll be switching it over to Christmas. Yeah, I watch them sometimes. I don't. It's hard to keep up with all the floss tube videos, so I have like a handful that I make sure I watch no matter what. And then if I get those watched or they don't make videos for a month, I don't know who I could be talking about. Then I branch out and I watch some of the other ones. Does that make sense? You know what I need is alizarin crimson. I need some alizarin crimson. Ooh, what's this? That is not it. Ooh, black cherry. That might work. All right, so it looks like oh, okay, Mendy. I'm sorry, I missed your other comments. Saddle shaped. That's cool. I'm gonna check into that. Looks like everyone jumped over to Facebook for commenting. And I have another YouTube channel. Let me just check up here real quick. You can tell us. Daisy. That's funny. Well, they're basically, it's 3 ornaments. And the person that did the finishing for me is kind of relaunching her blog, I guess you could say, on December 1st. And so we wanted to, because she filmed herself finishing these ornaments. And so she wanted to put that video in her blog when she, gets going again. So, I mean, it only makes sense that I would have the patterns available, otherwise people would be like, oh, where can I get that? Oh, well, she's not going to release that till May 2021. You know what I mean? So I kind of wanted to release them, not kind of, I wanted to release them when she was, going to be firing up her blog. So having said that, that's all I'm sharing. So like I wrote all the instructions and did all the photography and designed all the covers and got everything printed for Kevin, and he has a bunch of them stuffed and ready to go. So yeah, we've been working our tails off on that too. That was a fun little surprise because I told him, I goes, okay, hon, guess what? We have another release this year. And he's like, what? I goes, oh, it's just a small release. It's just 3 little patterns, blah, blah, blah. And once I explained to him what it was all about, he's like, okay. Poor guy. Oh my gosh. Hey, I don't want the man to be bored. Oh, I really like that. That is called cherry. What did I say? Black cherry Ceramcoat. That's a beautiful color. I was looking for a dark burgundy, and I was going to use alizarin crimson and mix it with some dark brown, like burnt umber. Would have worked good. But I couldn't find the alizarin crimson, so I'm like, hey, let's try this. Doreen said, I'm punching a little mini tree skirt today. Pattern is from Two Old Crows. How cool. Oh, punch needle. I just love it. That's why I don't, like, I'm not saying I'm not going to cross stitch, but I won't be like, I'm not giving up my punch needle to solely do cross stitch. That's just never going to happen. because I love the look of punch needle so much. It's so primitive looking and country and all the things I love. All the things. So Doreen, how many designers are there for punch needle? I know there's the old tattered flag. You just mentioned two old crows, but I'm not familiar with them. Brenda Gervais used to, but I don't think she's coming out with any new punch needle like in years. I don't think she has. I could be wrong. Um, you know, since you sell other designers patterns, you would know more than I would how many people are out there. Oh, and Doreen Frost, what is her? Not Forgotten Farm, Lori Brecklin, and then Doreen Frost is Vermont Harvest Folk Art or something like that. I tag some of my videos with floss tube. Think that's okay since it's only punch needle? Absolutely. Heck yeah. What do you use for punch needle? You use floss. Heck yeah. There was someone else. Oh, okay. This is actually pretty funny. When Liz Matthews started her floss tube channel, she only did punch needle. And I remember her asking the same thing. Is that okay? You know, do you think that's okay if I'm just talking about punch needle? If I can label it floss tube, and I'm like, why not? You're using floss. I think it's great. And basically, you know, people will watch your channel, and if they only want to see cross stitch, then they won't subscribe. But there's a lot of people that do cross stitch and punch needle, and then there's some people that only do punch needle. So I think it's perfectly fine. I'm loving this painting. I love that color. I don't know if that's showing up real good for you guys, but that is a rich, rich color. My eagle, he's not done. He needs more work. I'm not real crazy about how I did his wings. I think this part of his wing should be the cream color too. But I'm going to continue with these flowers on this side. I don't even know what the heck time it is. 3. So we've only been on an hour. I'm going to keep going. Gosh, I do have to finish processing orders. If I was trying to get those done before I went live, because then I wouldn't be under any time constraints. But I was thinking I could go till 4 painting this, but I'm not sure that I can, because I got to get the orders processed and get them to the post office by 5. And I think I only have 9 orders to process, so I probably could go till 4. And then, hey, whatever doesn't ship today will ship tomorrow. Most of the orders that we're shipping were placed yesterday anyway, so it's not like they, you know, one more day is going to hurt anybody. I just like to get my orders out as soon as possible. Just as soon as possible, you know, because we're up against the time crunch of Christmas. Also, shipping is going to take longer because so many people are shopping online, and you know, everyone's wants their stuff super quick, like Amazon gets it to them. So I do my best to get stuff out, you know, the very next day, but it doesn't always happen that way. You sold out of cloth waiting on shipment. Where do you buy yours from? I'm being nosy. Oh gosh, there's many. I only have OTF. Yours, who's OTF? OTF. Oh, Threads That Bind. Oh, okay. Old tattered flag. My bad. Okay, gotcha. I tried the patterns, but I don't sell a lot. I sell more cloth and needles. Oh, no kidding. Sold lots of horn books when COVID started, but I'm not making any more right now. I was recently diagnosed with asthma and I don't want to breathe the sawdust. If I make more, I will cut them outside and wear a mask. I sold tons when COVID first started. Once the stores reopened, it stopped. Oh, wow, that's interesting. But yeah, I would think if you did it outside and you wore a mask, you should be good to go, Doreen. Do you do all the cutting and the sanding and the painting and all of that yourself? Faust Textiles. Oh, I've never heard of them. They're waiting on shipment to them. Then they will have to ship to me. It's a long wait. Okay, I get my cloth from the old Tedder Flag, the people that bought the Ultra Punch. Yeah, they sell it. It's Springs, which is what I've always used. I used to get all my stuff through Punchino Marketplace, but then they quit selling it. So I had to find a new place, and um, so I ordered from them. Wow, you sold 70 horn books in 2 weeks during that's amazing. Yep, Springs Creative is what I get to. Yep. So that's good to know that there's, because I always thought, gosh, what if this person quits selling it or something? And I didn't like just having one outlet, you know, for where I get my. I checked into Springs Creative, like buying from them directly, but I think their minimum was like 25 grand or something. I mean, they only deal with big people, big companies. So I was like, no thanks. All right. I think I'm going to continue to work. Let's go back up here. I would love to find a cool color that I didn't have to mix for the leaves. Ooh, you know what color I love is this. Ooh, if I have enough. It's called Mississippi Mud by Americana Paints. I think I might have used it for him. Let's just see what that gives us. Yeah, order way ahead of time, lesson learned. Well, especially during the COVID times, everyone's having a hard time getting floss and linen and all that stuff. Jeez. Who knew? Who knew? All right. I'm going to clean this brush off. I'm going to fix his wings because it's bugging me. Yeah, I've been in that situation too, Doreen, where I waited until we were like pretty much out of something and then ordered it. And they're like, oh, well, this is on back order for, a month or whatever. And it's like, ah. That looks so much better. Yeah, I did not. So after I had my CW Live class last night, we went until 9 o'clock. And then I stayed down here at the studio and I edited my floss tube video. Then I went up to the house. It was it was 11:30 when I got up to the house. And then I had to, upload the video. I went to sleep while it was uploading, I went to bed. But I had to still like do the description box and put all the links in and all that. Anyways, by the time I did everything, it was going on 1 o'clock. Then I get in bed and I had one of those nights where you just lay there and your mind is racing. You're so tired, but you can't shut your mind down. Yeah, it was 2 o'clock before I actually fell asleep because I saw 2 o'clock. It's the last time I remember looking up and seeing the time. And And then I woke up at 6 and I couldn't get back to sleep. So my eyes are already starting to burn. I will be going to bed early tonight. Wait. There's no way they can enforce that. Exactly. Some people have gotten it more than once, Teresa. Oh, really? You can get COVID more than once? I thought once you had it, you were like immune to it. Good golly, Miss Molly. So basically, if that's the case, then if there's different strains of it, then whatever they come up with for this vaccination, it's not going to work on everyone anyways. Unreal. So I'm just going in with some titanium white and just kind of doing some dry brushing and giving some highlights in there. Really, Doreen? Huh. Oh, I like my eagle now. He looks so much better. Huh. I did not. I've never heard that, Doreen. That's too bad. That really stinks. I mean, because you would think if once you got it, you'd be like, oh, I'm done with it, and for that to not be the case, that is very disappointing. Let me see. I can't see. I'm trying to see how many people are on here. Stand up. 28 people. No. No, Mendy, the newsletter's not been sent. I'm going to send it. I haven't even created it yet. But I'm going to send it between Friday and Monday. So somewhere in there, I will send it. I want to give people time to join it. I just uploaded my FlosTube video and not everybody watches it right away, So I'm going to give it some time. So it'll probably be, I might just hold it off till Monday just to make sure people can get in on it. No, you won't miss it. It'll be in your inbox, in your email. I have not, you guys obviously watched my video if you're asking that question, but yeah, you won't have to worry about me bombarding your email because I'm terrible about doing my newsletter. I love the newsletter. I spend a lot of time on it. I include fun photos. I usually include a recipe. I mean, there's since I haven't done it yet this year, there's like so much I could include, new releases and stuff like that. So you know, in my video, I seriously was joking, but I just, after I said it, I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. Because I don't want someone to actually think I'm for real. But when I said, so if you want to, the free pattern that I'm going to give away, and I'm like, so if anyone wants to stitch that for me, I highly encourage it, or so. I, honest to God, was just doing that to be funny. I seriously did not mean that. But sure enough, I had an email this morning from someone that said, oh, I would love to stitch that for you. I mean, seriously, is that not the sweetest? And I told her, actually, I started responding and then I got sidetracked. So I haven't sent the email. It's in draft form because I didn't finish it yet. But I'm going to tell her, please, you do not have to do that. And if you do it, you have to let me pay you. Like, I don't expect anyone to, because when I see how much time it takes to cross stitch something, oh my gosh, there's no way I expect anyone to do something like that and not get paid for it. Whether she wants, to take it out and trade and get patterns for it, whatever. But yeah, I don't expect her to do that. But it was so sweet. Me and my big mouth. See, that's what scares me about doing my floss tube live, is I won't have the option to edit out some of the ramblings that I say. I don't know. Like if I'm doing this and I'm rambling, that's one thing. But I'm going to try it though. Maybe I'll do my floss tube live next week just to see how it goes. And then I'll go from there. I won't have the cool intro and the extra, the music and the photos and that. I won't be able to insert pictures of the grandkids, just stuff like that. I mean, I could show it on my computer. I mean, there's ways around it, I suppose. I'm just going to have to be a lot more organized because I won't want to be jumping up and running around my studio looking for stuff to show you, So there's limiting things about it, but yet there's freeing things about it. And just the fact that I don't have to edit and wait for it to upload sounds so wonderful to me. So we'll see how it goes. Where the heck was that supposed to go? Oh, I think right here. Thank you, Linda. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I know. I know. A lot of people, though, are like stitching or crafting or doing something like that and not just sitting and watching. And I think that's why a lot of times the conversation kind of dries up because people are busy doing their own thing. I get it. I'm going to get my black. I got to get a black pen here. This would be a really pretty punch needle pattern, but I think in the center there, instead of that big quote, it would have to definitely be something more simple, which is fine. Because the quote that's going in the center is quite extensive. But for punch needle, you could just maybe you couldn't put let freedom ring because free, dumb, you know what I mean? That's still too many words. It could be like Liberty, Liberty, like that. But here's let's see how wordy it is. Let me read it to y'all. This is a Ronald Reagan quote, and I love that man. Okay, it says, "It is impossible to capture in words the splendor of this vast continent, which God has granted as our portion of his creation. There are no words to express the extraordinary strength and character of this breed of people we call Americans. So I just love that quote. It's a lot of words going in there, but it's going to be cool when it's done. Like making ornaments. Exactly, Daisy. I know it's hard to do your crafts, and I know Cheryl's organizing her closet, and just listening. So I'm just glad you're out here. If you can't talk, or you're busy doing something else, that's fine. But I do like comments and having conversations with y'all. I do. Yes. Yeah. America, or even USA. Because with punch needle, I mean, it's going to be fairly small. And I know lettering can be hard. The punch needle I'm working on now, oh my gosh, it's really, really intense. The lettering. So maybe just USA would work. All right, I gotta raise this up a bit. I think I could do this. Let me see something. I think this is a lighter shade of the brown. And I'm thinking just put some texture in this guy here. I keep forgetting. I got to do this whole background over with this lighter yellow color. But that'll be so boring for you guys to watch that I'll probably do that off camera. Hey, Liz is on. Were your ears burning? Hi. I was talking about you a little bit ago because Doreen was asking if she could use the tag, floss tube, because she only does punch needle. And I said, because when you started, Liz, you were only doing punch needle, and posed the same question. It's like, absolutely, it's floss tube, so you're using embroidery floss. What the heck, right? And then look at you now. I love it. Your new releases, Liz, man. So I love the is it Glad Tidings or Good Tidings, where you have the blue on the blue linen, and so beautiful. So pretty. So let me catch up on comments here. I'm in your neck of the woods. You live in Strasbourg. Doreen does. And I don't think I've ever been there, Liz. I'm not a shopper, more of a oh god. Doreen, I wish I was more of a minimalist. I love my shopping, and I love antiques. You're welcome, Liz. Yeah. Heck yeah, use that tag. How big is Abe and Libby? Oh, shoot. What is this? I think it's a 30 by 30. Let me see if it says on the back. Well, I can tell you in a second because I finally found a spot to put my tape measure. And I've been so good about putting my tape measure in the same spot every single time. So now it's wonderful. I go right to it. I used to have to search and search and search. Yeah, 30 by 30, which is a nice size. I mean, I planned on doing it a lot bigger because this is a lot of like detail work. And when you paint big, it's just more fun to paint big. But I didn't have a bigger cradled board than this. So I'm like, I'm just going to go for it on this size. And really, something bigger than this, where would you really hang something bigger than this? This is pretty big. I will definitely be making prints of it. Yes, absolutely. I don't know if I'm going to sell the original because I have an idea of where I want to put it. If it works out that I can put it where I'm wanting to, then I'm not going to sell it. But you never know. It's one of those things with me too. Like when I first get a painting done, like I love it so much that I don't want to sell it. And then I get other paintings done and then I go, okay, I can sell that one now. I've got all these other ones that I like too. You know, it's kind of a weird thing. I'm getting ready to take all my angel paintings that I have done down to a shop. I worked with her a couple years ago, and she has a really nice gift shop in a really affluent area, and down by the Detroit, area. So some will be in her shop, and then some will be at the library that's like across the street, kind of kitty corner to her shop. And they want me to do like a talk about my art that will be aired on Berkeley TV, which is like their local station. So that's happening December, I think it's December 2nd. Then I'm going down to take the paintings and then I'll be doing that little interview thing. So yeah. And some of those angel paintings I wasn't going to sell because I'm too attached to them, but she needed like, I think she said a total of 8 between her shop and the library. And I was like, okay. And it's not to say that they'll sell anyways, but you never know. Doreen, right? That's funny. I do that too. I have so much, oh god, so much punch needle because, let's face it, I've been doing punch needle for 15 years. So I have models, because when I go to market, I want to show the models to help sell the patterns. Well, now I'm to the point where there's not even enough room to display all my models. So I have been um, not necessarily selling them lately, but I've been giving them as gifts or doing giveaways with them, like we did for the witches um, Halloween party. I gave away, I don't know, 3, I think. Um, so they make nice gifts because they're handmade, and there's some I just go, oh, I can't part with this one. I just can't do it. It's not like you can't punch it again, right? But like I'm so busy, there's no way I'm going to repunch something that I've already punched. I just don't have that kind of time on my hands. So this is some really tedious work here, all those little leaves. But it's a part of the process, and you just have to suck it up, buttercup. Got a jet, but it was so fun watching you live. You're such an inspiration. Talk soon. Oh, thank you so much, Liz. Thanks for joining us today. We love having you. So join us again when you can. Hi, Holly. Just logged on. Wanted to tell you that your art's fabulous and I'm in love with your Lincoln's Eagle design. Thank you, Holly. Thanks for joining us. Tell me if I sell Simona. Simona was already like long gone. I happened to upload the speed painting video of it. I'm sorry. If it's the one I'm thinking of, the one I did the speed painting video of. Thank you, Pam. Yeah, I could see this as punch needle and cross stitch, honestly. You know, there's so many things I want to do for punch needle and cross stitch. There are just not enough hours in the day. When I get the punch needle done that I'm working on now, my next one is going to be an angel because people have been so patient with me because I'm always like, yes, I'm going to do angels in punch needle, and I just haven't done it yet. So that's going to be my next one. But I think I'm going to have two. I've never done this, I don't think, ever. Had two punch needle designs going on at the same time. Because usually once I start one, I just want to see it finished. So I just go at it. Um, but I think the angel is going to be really intense and lots of color changes. So I think it might drive me crazy a little bit. So actually, I'll probably just mix that in with cross stitch instead of another punch needle. But I'm thinking I probably should figure out some sort of schedule where I say, okay, on this day I'm working on punch needle. This day I'm going to do cross stitch. I gotta find my rhythm with that. Paint another Simona. I definitely can. Absolutely. Cheryl, for you, of course I can. Oh, my eyes are burning. I think it's nap time after I'm done. No, I'm kidding. I gotta finish processing orders. What time is it? 3:30. Yeah, I'm gonna go till 4 because I think that way I can. Ugh, there's a little goober on my paintbrush. I think by 4 I can have the leaves done on that side. That way next week all I have is the flowers. If I could get the flowers done next week and then the following week do the verse. I mean, I'm getting close. Let's make it a goal to have this done by Christmas. Because I'm really looking forward to starting a new painting. Like, I love this one, but it's like, I don't know what my problem is. Like, why do I have to constantly be doing something new? Probably just because I have so many ideas in my head and I just want to see them come to life. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Daisy, you just put up your 6th tree today. Good for you. Wow. You are way ahead of the game here. Or I'm just way behind. So last year I had a lot of my Christmas decorations up for Thanksgiving just because we worked so hard getting our house ready for Thanksgiving. And then usually like I decorate, get all my fall stuff out for Thanksgiving, and then After everybody leaves, I usually paint. That weekend, I usually decorate for Christmas. So it's like, it's just a lot to do all in the month of November. So last year, I thought, well, the tables can be decorated for Thanksgiving, but I'm going to have Christmas decorations up in the rest of the house. And boy, was that nice, because that way the rest of the weekend, Thanksgiving weekend, I could relax. I didn't have to continue working on my house. You know, it's like it gets exhausting. But this weekend I'm painting the basement, half of the basement walls. So I'm not going to really have time, I don't think, to decorate for Christmas. I don't know. So much to do, so little time. Daisy said, I need some snowman ornaments. Hint, hint. Bye. Oh, Cheryl's off. Bye, Cheryl. I'm so glad you joined us. Have a good lunch, and we will see you on the interwebs. I forget they're 3 hours behind, so yeah, it's lunchtime there. You know those ornaments I released, they're only available right now as punch needle. Uh and they're kind of like, there's one is a house, and then it's a square, and then it goes like a triangle on top and a triangle on bottom, and they're ornaments. One is a Santa, one is a house, one is a snowman. I don't remember what the fourth one is. What's the fourth one? Anyways, I totally intend to do those for cross stitch, and I forgot about them. And people are ordering the punch needle of those designs right now because, Christmas. um, and so they're coming through, and as they're coming through, I'm like, oh, I never did these in cross stitch yet. So look for those to come. I need to get those charted and out to be stitched, because I'd like to have those for market, which those could be stitched up by market easily by someone that's quicker than me. Oh no. Oh, schnickies. Nice. Daisy said hubby brought lunch so she could eat while watching you. What a nice hubby. I did those. I did those samples for Shepherd's Needle. Oh, did you really, Doreen? That's cool. Those were fun. I like doing ornaments like that. So I got those cross stitch ornaments I was telling you about earlier, coming out December 1st. I can't wait to show you guys, but it will be, I don't know if I'm going to actually launch my video December 1st or just basically the weekend of Thanksgiving. So it could be Friday. I probably record the video next Tuesday when I do my floss tube video. That way we got plenty of time to get it edited and stuff and not be rushed around. And that way I can just, it'll be a short video because I'm just going to talk about the 3 ornaments. So anyway, that's my plan, Stan. Oh, really? From the punch needle book. Cool. Do it live. My floss tube video next week. Yeah. Um, sometimes you have to force yourself. Wait. One reason I like punch tube is because there's detail in the background and not just a large blank space. Yeah. I think we do that as creative people and people that like to craft and stuff. You know, it's like you always want to get onto the next thing. Isn't and it's too bad that we don't take the time to enjoy. Not that I don't enjoy what I'm working on, but I enjoy more so seeing it finished, and then starting something new is always exciting to me. So, but we shouldn't rush through things, and I need to enjoy the process and not get so hung up on that. But yeah, when I'm doing tedious painting like this, it's kind of, one of those things you just got to keep moving and make progress on it each time. Next thing you know, you'll be done. This is very awkward. I wonder if I can turn this. Well, I mean, I know I can, but there we go. Hey, Vicky. Where can I go to learn more and order punch rugs? No kidding. Where can you learn more about it? I can show you how to do it. I can. Oh, I know. I will. When I'm done with this video, Vicky, I will put some links in the reply to you. But Amy Oxford, she has a YouTube channel, and she's the one that designed the Oxford punch needle for making the rugs. And anyways, she has videos, so I'll steer you in that direction. And then as far as ordering, I'm not even sure I'm calling it the right thing. Laugh out loud. Are you wanting like to make big rugs with wool yarn? Or are you talking about punch needle that are, smaller things? Thank you, Sean. I think I am going to do my next floss tube video live. But I don't think I'll do it every week live, just because I like to be able to like do that artist spotlight like I did this week. I like to do stuff like that where I can't do that kind of thing live. It's my mom just contacted me a couple days ago because she tried punch needle. So punch needle is with embroidery floss, and it's smaller. I mean, I'm making a big one right now, but the majority are around that size. And my mom tried it before, and she would get frustrated because she wanted she's now you know where I get it from. She wanted like hers to be as good as mine when she first started, and she would get frustrated because it wasn't. And I said, Mom, you just need to practice, because she was doing really good with it. Well, she finished a couple pieces and then she quit doing it. But she just contacted me a couple of days ago and said, "Can you send me a pattern and the stuff I need to do a punch needle?" And she said, "And where do I go to?" Or she was just like, that's actually all she asked. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's been years since she tried it, so I'm gonna send her my punch needle tutorial to help her along. And then the first time she goes to do it, I'm gonna be with her, like FaceTiming, so I can give her, because if it's too frustrating for her, she won't do it. But she's like, she said, she's like, I get so bored, with COVID down there in Florida. Her and Jerry don't go many places. They pretty much get groceries and that's it. And she's getting bored. So, because I told her when she was here, I'm like, you need to find a hobby. You need to do something to, she does puzzles and things like that, but even that can get boring. So, anyways, I hope it works out. I want to see my mom doing punch needle, or a craft like that. I think she would enjoy it. So, oh, thank you, Doreen. Yep, the Oxford Company. That's the one I was looking for. They have all. So that's for, okay. So Vicky said the larger rugs. Yep. Doreen, you're the best. I don't know if I'm even on that group. Check out this Facebook group. Rug. What's the full title of that? I don't want to click on it because I'll end up going to it. But rug punchers and, is it rug punchers and hookers or something? Also, as far as like patterns go, I have a ton of patterns. Mine are more primitive. I don't know if it'd be your style, Vic, but um, basically any hooked rug pattern that you find, long as it doesn't have words in it, can be done as a punched rug. The image would just be backwards, or you could ask the person if they could trace it to tell them, I'm going to make a punched rug out of this. So can you trace the pattern onto the linen or monk's cloth, whichever one you get. You can ask them to reverse the pattern for you. Um, but a lot of patterns can be flipped, as long as there's no words, and it'd be fine. Yeah, Vicky. Yeah. Um, Rug punching is, um, it's obviously easier because it's big, and it's cool because they're rugs. You can actually use them as rugs. um you can make huge rugs too. But what was I gonna say? Oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, when you first start doing rug punching, like I got hand cramps, but it's just because you got to build up the muscles in your hand. um just using your hand differently. But yeah, I mean, you don't even have to do huge rugs. You can do like table runners, chair pads, placemats, if you don't want to do big rugs and stuff. It was so funny because I think it was in my sleepless night last night that I had this idea. And then I thought, my husband will kill me. I need to, like, I'm at the age where I should be kind of slowing down, but I'm so excited about the work that I'm doing right now that I just, like, I get these ideas. I'm like, oh, I should do that. But anyway, I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool to, like, I would call it like creative whims retreats or retreat with creative whims or something like that, and not have it just be like cross stitchers retreats. But if I didn't name it a cross stitching retreat, it could be all different kinds of retreats. So it could be like a painting retreat, could be rug punching retreat, could be a punch needle retreat, could be all these different things that I like to do. It would be fun because I'm seriously so fired up about retreats right now after attending one recently. It was just so cool. I loved it. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I thinking? Like, seriously, that would be so much work. And I already work ridiculous hours now. I don't know how I would ever do something like that. And then I'm like, well, Kevin's retired. He could help with them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the man's retired for a reason. you know, it's not really a time in our lives to be gearing up the business. It's time to be winding down the business. But I just get so excited about stuff. Oh, there you go, Pam. It wouldn't have to be named anything in particular. It could just be people show up and work on what they want to work on. You know what's cool about that is, like, if you had one person over here doing cross stitch, one person doing punch needle, like everybody just brought whatever they like to work on to the retreat. Um, you'd have a lot of people going discovering like new crafts and hobbies and stuff. So that's actually a really cool idea. So they have stuff like that. I've never heard of that before. Sounds like a gas. And the funny part too, I was thinking, geez, Michigan is so beautiful, and for people that don't live here, um, I would like to, if I were to ever do a retreat, I would really want to do it somewhere that's gorgeous, like in the summer by the water, where people, and by a little town that had good shopping, and maybe by a winery or something like that. I'm thinking more northern Michigan. Um, anyways, that could come down the road, but not anytime soon. I'm too flippin' busy right now to do to put together anything like that. That's for sure. But it sure sounds fun. Oh, now wait a minute. I gotta back up here. Crafting retreats sound fun. I had that going on here monthly. You did, Daisy? Like here, as in you put it on? You rented a cottage? Pam said, I work in Parks and Rec. We had the 4 times a year. I ran them, had a lot of fun while working. Oh, that's super cool. Where do you live, Pam? I mean, there's probably retreats going on every weekend of the year around the country. Well, maybe not with COVID now, but different retreats and things going on all over the country, I'm sure. It's always about, like, how do you find out about these things? That's the main thing. But, social media, all that stuff, that's where people announce those kind of things. And, joining groups like in the kind of craft that you like to do, that's how you hear about retreats and different workshops and things. You just got to be out there looking. Near Columbus. Oh, okay. Gahanna, Ohio. Oh my gosh. So if I know I've been through Gahanna, but isn't Gahanna that super cute little town? And there was a store there. Oh, what was the name of it? I loved the store. She had antiques and like reproduction things that looked like antiques. Oh my gosh. If it's the same town I'm thinking of, and the down in this, so the store I'm thinking of was like in an old house, and it was like not part of the downtown, the cute little quaint downtown, but the downtown was really cute. A little coffee shop, had a nice little gift boutiques and stuff. Daisy, they are so much fun. Missing all the friends I made. Aw. Oh my gosh, Daisy, you put those on and you did it for 10 years? Where have I been all these years, huh? Wow, that's so cool. You were hoping that someone would take over, but it didn't happen, so I had to give it up because of my health. Oh, that stinks. It does sound like a lot of fun. I mean, the thing is, like at the retreat I went to, everyone's on retreat, so everyone's happy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just, especially with the whole COVID thing, people were just like, oh my gosh, I'm out of my house. I am with like-minded people that like to do, cross stitch. Like, everybody was just in a good mood and happy. We're right by the Columbus airport. I might be getting the wrong name. So my friends and I, well, it was for 20 years. We haven't been in the past like 3 or 4 years, unfortunately. Jan and I were just talking about this the other day. But for 20 years, we went every single summer for like a 4 to 5 day trip to Ohio antiquing. So we hit as many antique and like primitive country stores that we could along the way. And we hit mostly like, we would come down like 75. We would hit Berlin, but that's way over. We'd basically come down and make a big loop. And I don't know that I'm thinking of the Gahanna is being the same place I was thinking of, because I don't think it was by the Columbus airport. So, but the name's familiar. I can tell you that. We've explored a lot of Ohio. I love Ohio. All right. I feel so good about having that vine done, and it is almost 4. I knew I could get it done by 4. So I feel really good about the progress today. Hopefully next week, maybe the flowers and this pot. If I could get the flowers and the pot done next week, then all I have really is the border and the verse that I'll be doing here on Which Paint Wednesday. The background where I have the more yellow color, I have to do that around the whole thing, but I'm going to do that on my own time because that's going to be boring for you guys to watch. So hopefully, like, I'm going to make it a goal to have this done before Christmas. I think I should be able to. I think I should. Of course, you know what? Next Wednesday is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so we're probably not going to have Witch Paint Wednesday. I didn't even think of that. Because I take Wednesday off. The day before Thanksgiving, I always take it off because I do all the prep work that I can get done before Thanksgiving. Like, I make my stuffing and have it ready to go in the bird first thing in the morning. I have all these things that I do. The cranberry salad, the pumpkin pies, making all the things in advance. So we're probably not going to be here next week either. But maybe we'll do Whatcha Paintin Friday or Whatcha Paintin Saturday. I don't know. I take that whole weekend off. So I'll get with Kristin and see if she wants to do something like that. And if she doesn't, maybe I'll just go live myself and do Whatcha Paintin Saturday or something. So anyway, thank you, Daisy. Antiquing is so much fun. I agree. Lots of shops in surrounding community. Yes, Ohio has the best antiques. Like there's so many antique stores. Like I love Jeffrey's. I have so many amazing antiques that I bought in Ohio. I love Ohio for antiquing. So, anyways, guys, I'm so happy that you joined me today. I really miss Kristin. I wish she could have been here, but I totally get it. Happy for her and Ralph to be going on that new adventure. So, again, thanks for being here, and hopefully we'll see you sometime next week. Bye.